Welcome, 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 everyone. It says that we have gone live. So, of course, you guys know I'd like to do a little bit of checkup and make sure that we really are live. Let me just see everything. Yeah, everything looks like it's working well with the feed. And as soon as I hear it start, that's like my indication that we can really start. Let's see. Come on, computer. Update. Here we are. Okay, excellent, you guys. We are live. So we are starting now, and welcome everyone to today's class. We're going to be talking about how I have my business planner set up. So I hope you're excited. Welcome, welcome, welcome. There's so many of you guys. I'm really blown away at how many of you guys join and wait for me to show up. I'm so excited. So yeah, welcome to today's class. If you are not familiar with me, hello, my name is Alexis. I'm also known as Miss Trenchcoat all across the internet. And I help. It's something I'm currently doing. It's not in the past. I help overwhelmed women manage their time, energy, and expectations so they can get their ideas out of their head and onto paper and get down to business. So if that sounds like you are in the right place. And for those of you who might be watching the replay, welcome. Thank you so much for checking this video out. I hope you enjoy and I hope you learned something. I'm glad that you found me. If you have any questions, I know I'm going to be addressing the actual live viewers today, but if you have any questions, you're watching the replay, leave me a comment down below. I am always checking my comments and I love to answer questions. So just because you're not with me live doesn't mean that you don't get to have a little personalized experience with me, but make sure you do go ahead and check out my live event schedule for when my next live will be. And you know what? As I'm saying that, I realized that I didn't put it in the description box, but I will right after class. So I'll make sure that I go ahead and put my live schedule. I don't actually have it built out for May yet, but you guys can always check my live events page on my site. And that's how you can find out when the next live event is and you can join me live. And I would love to have you. So welcome to all of you. Let me go ahead and do a few shout outs. I love to do that in the beginning. So welcome Karen from Elk Grove, California. We have Teresa from New York City, Kaylee from the Twin Cities. Welcome. Tasha from Alexandria. Neifert from Paris, welcome. And Linda from Puerto Rico. Please go ahead. If you guys are here, number one, give me a thumbs up. I see that 11 of you have given me a thumbs up already. Thank you very much. I think that we're going to have a great time today in today's class. And I will say that this is not going to be super long. I'm promising you guys, this is going to be under an hour, okay? Because I don't think we need to sit here all day talking about my planner. I have some stuff to show you and I have some tips to share with you, but I'm hoping to get you guys in and out today. I've got Joanne Barton. She said that I want to let you know that since we wrote about our client avatar, the majority of the calls are from people who fit the description. Joanne, that is so awesome, Joanne. And Joanne is one of my OG subscribers who she actually sent me an email the other day and we were talking and I was kind of helping her with her ideal customer avatar and her well, not the avatar. You knew who your avatar was, Joanne. It was the call we had after that was, oh my gosh, the content planning, the keyword, the SEO keyword. So you guys can always email me, always reach out to me. I try to be as accessible as I can for you guys. So yeah, I'm here for you if you need me. Some people take advantage of that. Some people don't, and that's totally up to you. Hello, Queenie. Welcome. Shalise from New York. Alex from South Carolina. Laura from Pahrump, Nevada. Philly on deck. I am from Philly as well, outside of Philadelphia. Yes, that is me. Hello, Bim Chica. Okay, if you don't put your name, I'm gonna butcher your usernames. Okay, Faith from Charleston. Elwyn from Australia. Welcome. She's at 4 a.m. tomorrow. Oh, bless you for being here, Elwyn. Melinda from the Bronx. Welcome. I was gonna start saying your name. Duchess from Dallas. Welcome. Teresa, yes, the longer the better as far as you're concerned. I know, but you guys, you know what's happening? Unsurprisingly, I'm getting a little burned out and I really want to keep doing these. So I don't want to overwhelm myself because you guys may not, on your end, I hope you guys can kind of tell on your end the amount of time and energy that goes into this live class every week. And honestly, this was probably one of the simplest live classes I've done. And it's still a lot of work. I spend Thursday Friday, and then Saturday morning working on this. So I spent like almost like a full 3 days on this event, but I love doing it and I don't want to stop. I just have to like sometimes take it easy with myself, you know? Plus, like on a personal note, I don't know about you guys, but everyone been seeing that Animal Crossing video game with the Nintendo. So I have purchased a Nintendo Switch and it's supposed to be delivered today and I'm going to be playing Animal Crossing. So if you guys play Animal Crossing, hit me up and we can visit each other's islands. But yeah, that's one of the reasons I'm like, I want to keep today's class as brief as possible. You know, not like cut it short, but like just want to go, I want to be able to play with my Switch when it comes. So sorry, it's a little personal thing going on here for me. But okay. Oh, let's see. More people. Hello. I want to make sure I give everyone shout outs. I hope everyone has a coffee, tea, water, whatever you need. I've got this iced coffee. Have you guys switched to iced coffee yet? I guess some people never do, but it's starting to get warm enough that like I'm doing the iced coffee. Hello, Maya from Michigan. Lala from Charlotte. Sabrina from London. Welcome. Where did I buy my Switch from? Walmart. I bought it from Walmart. They had like restock. Let me tell you, if anyone's into this, I'm sorry if you're not. But Animal Crossing is this game that everyone's been playing because it basically gives you a virtual life in a beautiful island oasis. And so Nintendo Switches, Nintendos, all of them have been out. And actually, I'm sorry, if I didn't clarify this, Alex, it's a light. It's a Switch Lite. I didn't get a full Switch. Those have been totally out of stock. But Walmart had restocked lights earlier this week and I bought one. I bought a turquoise one. So yeah, so I'm really excited about that. Great question, Alex. Let me get that off the screen. Let's see. Tasha said, oh my God, please share your name on Animal Crossing once you set it up. I will. I've actually already, okay, so this is the thing. I have a bunch of friends that are like trying to get me into this. I don't want this to like take over but we can talk for just a few more minutes. I have a bunch of friends who have been like basically harassing me to do this. So I'm finally giving in. And I do already have the name of my island. I had it down to 2 and one of my girlfriends and I like finally like nailed it down. So I know what my island name is going to be. I don't know, like I have to set up a profile, right? Like I haven't had like a video game system like personally in a long time. So I guess there's like a username. I don't know if I'm going to call myself Miss Trenchcoat or if I'm going to do something else. You know, what do you think? I don't know. But yeah, once I have my island, I can have people over, I guess, right? I know the name of my island at least. I was told that you only get 10 like numerical spaces or whatever to make your name. So I've come up with a name. Teresa is obsessed with the Game of Thrones Conquest. Okay, so Teresa, I haven't even gotten into Animal Crossing yet, okay? Like, let me just ease my little toe into this. Let's see. It's 4 a.m. in Guam as well. Welcome, Teresa. Again, bless you for being with me live. That's so, I just can't, I hope you're like, I have other things to do other than me. I hope you're not like just waking up early for me, but if you are, I'm incredibly flattered. Mara from Mexico, welcome. Oh, Duchess cannot drink iced coffee after her second child. I'm sorry about that. Sorry. I do enjoy my iced coffee. Kylie, I did say hello to you in the Twin Cities, so you missed it, girlfriend. Yeah, so Alex, you're waiting on the full Switch. See, I wasn't sure which one I wanted to buy, and I do think that probably the full Switch is the better one to buy, really, because then you could play it on your TV. But the problem with me is I have small hands, okay? I know that a lot of you guys don't know this because you guys can't like see me in person. Like it's weird the way that like watching someone on video really like distorts what you think they look like in real life, but I'm only 5'1", so I have tiny hands. And I know that it's so funny to me because I always think my hands look huge, but then like in real life, other people like come up to me and put their hand up and their hand looks huge. So I think that I do like to play handheld probably more than playing on the TV would probably be better, I think. So I think the small one's probably going to work better for me size-wise. I have held and used a regular Switch before, and I'm like, oh my God, this thing is like so heavy. You know what I mean? Like, it's not just so heavy, it's just like hard to hold if you have tiny hands. So I don't know. I think the Switch would probably be better. I wish I could have gotten a Switch, but they didn't have any. So that's my story from now. I can always upgrade. Hello, Gloria from San Antonio. Oh, Kaylee is punching her CEO planner at this very minute. Excellent, excellent. Marcy, welcome from Houston. Nadir from India, welcome. Asia from Virginia. Caroline from Sweden. Okay, you guys. So give this video a thumbs up. I promise we're going to stop talking about Nintendo Switches. Maybe we could talk more at the end about the Nintendo Switch, right? I think that's fine. But we are like 11 minutes in. So you guys know the next thing on my to-do list before we jump into the class today is I do want to set a quick intention and do a little light meditation with you guys. I hope you guys have been enjoying this. I just think it's so important, and I feel like I talk about meditation being so important all the time, but I don't think I share that with you guys enough. So I think like during these lives, just taking a moment to do a little bit of deep breathing and showing you guys how simple it can be to just get yourself recentered and refocused. We are in times that are trying, are we not, ladies and gentlemen? So I just think that if we can just get into the routine of doing this more often, it's really going to help all of us develop a stronger peace of mind. So let's go ahead and we're going to sit wherever we are. Hopefully you guys are doing this along with me. If you're sitting at a desk, just ask that you put your hands up. If you are sitting, on a chair, on a couch, in bed, whatnot, try to sit up a little bit. Put your hands on your lap, palms facing upwards. It does make a difference. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to do a little bit of deep breathing. So we're going to go in through the nose, hold it at the top, 2, 3, out through the mouth. And we'll do that again. In through the nose, at the top, 2, 3, out through the mouth. Just release, just let it go. Okay, one more time together. In through the nose, 2, 3, out through the mouth. Okay, and you guys can continue that breathing pattern as I set a little intention for today's class. So my purpose in creating and sharing this live class today is to help answer your questions and provide you with some great tools to tackle the often overwhelming process of business planning. So if you're here with me today, maybe you run a business, maybe you aspire to, or maybe you are just a planner lover and you're just curious. Either way, and for whatever reason that you've joined me today, I hope that you find something to take with you to make your life a little easier. So that is my wish for you today. That is my prayer and my intention for you. And with that, let's go ahead and jump into the workshop. And you know what? I need to take my earbuds out. For sometimes I don't mind keeping them in for the class. And then sometimes I feel like I can't hear myself sometimes. So apparently that's one of the days we're in today. So who is excited to walk through my business planner setup with me? You guys have already seen this planner. This is my Chanel desk agenda. And I got it in January and it's beautiful. It's just the cover for my planning system. But now we're going to go in and I'm going to show you like how I have the whole thing set up with like all of my inserts and everything that I use for my business planning. And spoiler alert, if you guys are new, right, and you haven't been with me for a while, you may not know that one of the things that I really believe in is one planner, one person, one planner, one life. So this is my entire planner. Like this is my personal planner, my business planner, everything in my life goes into this planner. And I realize for some people, they think sometimes that's hard to do, to be able to get like everything into one binder, but that is what I do. And I just think it's a great best practice if you can get into it. I do think there absolutely are situations out there where it is necessary for you to separate your work or your business and your personal. But if you're not one of those people that is in that situation, then I think that it's a really great idea for your peace of mind, for your clarity, and to make sure that you don't miss things, to have everything in one binder. And I'm going to show you how I've got mine set up so that, we can see together how it works. Now, before we do jump into this, I do want to give you a few tips for how to plan your life and business in one planner, because I do think that that's something that a lot of people find to be challenging. And I'd love to hear from you guys. Let's see. Okay, so Tasha's getting into questions here. You guys, I'm going to show you guys everything in my planner, okay? And then let's go ahead and we'll take questions at the end, just to make this a little bit more streamlined, right? So I am going to share with you guys first some tips for how to plan your life and business into one planner. So these are my best tips that I could say. If you are someone who feels like you don't have enough room in one planner, this is how I get the job done, right? Number one, I use a flexible system. So like a personalized system. So I am using Discbound, right? So I use the Discbound system in here. So Discbound or Filofax or anything where you are able to like add and remove pages. You're able to create your own personalized binding system, even if that really is just like a 3-ring binder, right? That is my recommendation, right? Because you're never going to get away with using one planner if you have one of those pre-bound planners, right? That's where you're going to absolutely have to use another planner, right? Because you're not going to be able to get everything in if it's something that's pre-bound, right? So, I don't want to like negatively call out any planner companies, right? Because like there's plenty of great planners out there, but if you're using, one of those for your, business as a business planner, you're probably finding that you're a little bit stuck, right? So the first best tip I have for you guys is to use a system where you can add and remove pages, you can personalize it, you can keep in it what you need and take out what you don't need so that everything is minimized. And I will say, even with you guys, and I'll talk a little bit about this more later. I'm only using 3/4 inch discs. So these are small discs because this is a little bit more compact of a cover, but I absolutely love it and I wanted to use it. And there's no reason why I need to like overstuff this planner, right? So, having a flexible system is what gives me the ability to have a planner that like is life and business in one book, right? So that's tip number one. Tip number two is to use one set of time management inserts so you know what your expectations are every day for like what you actually have to do. And when I say time management inserts, I mean like the calendar inserts, right? So I think that's another thing that I think people kind of get overwhelmed by if they have multiple planners, or even if they're trying to set up multiple like systems into one planner. Sometimes having like a totally different, set of weekly inserts, right, for business and personal make it a little bit overwhelming. You need one place, like one daily insert or one weekly insert place where you're going to be listing everything out, right? So you don't miss things, right? Because that's the problem when you have multiple planners. You risk missing things. I'm not worried about the duplication of writing down. I know a lot of people ask me questions about that, like, oh, do you duplicate, things that you write down? Yeah, I absolutely do. I would rather duplicate my work, right? And write something down more than once than forget about it, right? So that is just the way my mind works and the way I think about it. But I do think that if you have one set of inserts, one planning system in terms of like where you're going to go to see what do I have to do today. And that's what I mean by time management inserts. And for me, that's, my Charm Life Master Planner. We're going to get into it, obviously. So that is something that I think is a really big tip. And let's say this too. If you're someone who, let's say your time management system of choice is like a digital calendar, right? And you use like planning inserts just to write things down as a notebook, like a catch-all, almost like a bullet journal, things like that. Absolutely, that's fine. You just need to know like where your default time management is going to be. You don't want to have like 2 sets of hourly schedules for the day broken out, because what you're going to do is you're going to find that you're not planning well enough. You're going to be overwhelming your schedule. You're going to miss things. You're just going to try to cram too much into your day and not leave enough white space, right, for you to get things done and for you to really manage your energy, right? So that is tip number 2, use one set of time management inserts, right? Okay. Tip number 3 is to find inserts that will help you organize your business alongside your life, right? You're not going to be able to go to the store and pick up any planner, right? Or any pre-bound planner, with very, very, very few exceptions. I'm sure like if you go to Staples, there's business planners, right? But I bet you most of them are more like time management inserts, right? So they're going to be things where it's just like a monthly, a weekly, or a daily, and maybe have like contacts pages and things like that, right? Very few exceptions. You're not going to be able to find the organizational inserts really anywhere else. You have to find those sorts of inserts and kind of build up that repertoire of those inserts. And that's why you need to have a flexible system that you can put those inserts into, right? And so for me, you guys know, we already talked about this, my CEO strategy planner inserts, that's my business planning inserts. I've created them for myself primarily, and then obviously I'm letting you guys have them as well. But that is what I mean. You need to find the inserts that are going to supplement your system so that you can build the system that is going to work for you. Next tip is only keep in your planner and in your system what you actually use. And this was something that I had a problem with for a long time, like years ago, was that I would kind of set up these like beautiful dream planners with all of these sections, and I'd be like, oh, I really want to use this insert, I want to use that, right? But realistically, I never use the inserts, right? So don't keep something in your planner that like is aspirational. And I promise you guys, I'm even breaking some of these rules right now in my planner. You guys are going to see, we could talk about it. But we don't want to keep things in our planner. It's precious real estate in here. Try to keep it to a minimum. Just, keep in here what you're going to use. Be realistic. You absolutely don't need to have like a full year worth of inserts into your planner. You'll see that I definitely don't. So, keep only what you need to use in your system, and that will help you to be able to streamline it. And then fifth and final tip is don't be afraid to tweak things in your planner. So I know a lot of people get like very anxious because they set it up and they think like, this is the planner I'm married to for the rest of the year. Things are always going to change. You're always going to find new and better inserts. And if that's what you want, right? If it's what you want, if you think it's going to be what you're going to use, I don't think you should be afraid to make tweaks, right? If you need to take a section out, take a section out. If you need to add things in, add things out. Add things in, put things out. I'm like, I need more coffee, you guys. This is actually my first coffee for today. I'm telling you, I'm drained. I'm not following my own advice. That's the problem. But I want you to think about it that way. You don't have to be afraid to tweak things, especially when you have a personalized setup, right? Then you have the complete authority to change things in your planner. That's why I really do love, and I keep over the years, I always do seem to come back to a system that lets me to like add and remove pages, because that really is what works for me. Okay. So those are my tips for how to get life and planner in one binder, right? In one place. You only have one book that you got to carry around, and there's only, one time management system you have to look at to say, okay, all my tasks need to be put here and listed out here. And that's the task list that I'm working off of, right? Okay. So now we're going to go ahead and we'll go ahead and do an overview of this planner. Okay. And I just want to give you guys a little bit of a heads up. This next section, I actually had to pre-film because I wanted this section to be really good. Like quality-wise, I wanted you guys to be able to see like inside the planner properly. So it is a clip, and we're going to be able to watch it together live. So yeah, I'm not pausing and taking questions in the meantime, but once it's over, I think the clip is 25 minutes long. It's like a complete in-depth of like you're going through my planner with me. So that is what's going to be we're going to be showing next. And then once that's over, I will come back and we will be answering questions and wrapping up. And hopefully you guys will get some really great inspiration and have some, new ideas for how you can set up your business and possibly your personal planner as well, right? Hopefully they're the same thing. Okay. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into the overview of this planner. Okay, so here is my beautiful Chanel desk agenda. You guys have seen this before, but I want to show you inside and show you everything that has changed because there have been quite a lot of updates to this little planner that I've made over the last couple of months. So one thing that really hasn't changed is this inside cover here with all of the pockets. This has pretty much stayed the same, just, some decorative paper, a quote. I have updated this clip. I have this like Chanel Camellia paper clip. Some sticky notes, just like my favorite little sticky notes. And then I've got this like pack of sticky notes here. That's like a custom pack that actually says like Miss Trenchcoat on here. I love those. And I just really wanted like a nice neutral color sticky note. So if it doesn't exist in the world, you make it yourself. That's my whole motto. Create the things you wish existed. Talking about creating the things you wish existed, this is my 2020 dashboard. This is something else that's changed in the planner, and this is just a sheet of vellum with the dashboard printed on it. Next is my ideal day free printable insert. This is just like my ideal schedule and just like things that I like to do on like a regular basis, just as like reference. And I should say here at the beginning as well that everything that I have links for, I will go ahead and make sure is linked down below so that you guys can get whatever you like, that you see, that you want, right? On the other side of this, I keep a couple of extra sticky notes. Then I have my self-care routines checklist as another freebie. I have this like dripping Chanel vellum that I made for myself. And then we get to my Charmed Life Master Planner inserts. So that shouldn't be a surprise to anyone. I've been using my Charmed Life Master Planner for years at this point. And I'm just using my printable inserts this time around. What I do want to say before we jump into these inserts, however, is that because these are
my inserts, like I design them myself. Sometimes I make changes to the inserts that aren't available yet in the current version. So there may be little things that are different. For example, in this version, I took out I know that I don't have page numbers on this. And I also changed the font on the divider pages. So just like little things that I may have changed for myself that aren't in the final edition that you guys would purchase, but it may be in like the next edition that I make, right? So for 2021, these updates that I made for myself might end up being updates that I keep for you guys. So just keep that in mind. For the most part, like 99% of this is the same. There's just tiny little things that are different. So here's the, this planner belongs to page. I didn't refill this out because I don't like the idea of having this information out just in case I'm like sharing my planner for personal reasons. Okay, so then we get to the calendar. You can see here, this is one of those dividers that's changed. Instead of being the, block lettering in the center, I've got the script down the side, which I think will be a change for next year's planner. Yearly overview calendar, just like a year at a glance with the little mini months. Then we have the yearly tracker. I use this to keep track of like astrological events. We've talked about this stuff before, and then like personal health things. Something that is different here is with my yearly overview. I've been using this as a place where I fill in my editorial calendar for my blog post. So all of my blog posts, that I'm writing, or as I build my editorial calendar, I will fill them in here. So this is different because I used to keep my editorial calendar in my monthly, but I mostly do my editorial calendar now on my computer in like my Apple Notes and in my Apple Calendar. But I like the idea of being able to see when I posted content and which content went up on which day. So like, let's say like one day I'm just like, oh, what day did I, do that post on my Chanel planner? Oh, I did it here on January 13th. Got it. Okay. When was that, blog post I wrote about, finding focus as a multi-passionate entrepreneur? Oh, here, April 9th, right? So this just helps me when I'm doing, other marketing activities to be able to find things. Sometimes it's easier for me to just look at this and be like, oh, I wrote that day. Okay. I can go in and find it in my blog now easier. It just makes it easier for me. So that's how I've been using this because as you can see, I'm back on my 3 days a week blog post schedule. So if you are not following me on my blog, I highly recommend it. I'll leave you guys a link down below. So much content for you guys to read over there. Okay, so here's the rest of the yearly overview. Obviously, it's not filled out yet. Then we get to the monthlies. I am only keeping 3 months at a time in this planner, and that is because the discs here that you see are only 3/4 inch. Actually, these discs, I'm going to leave them linked down below for you guys. I love these. I found them on Amazon. They are black aluminum, which I love so much better than the black plastic arc rings not rings, but discs that I've been using, because it's so much smoother when you change the pages, like when you turn the pages. So if you've seen my monthlies before, you guys know this is a pretty standard layout for me. I do keep my monthly very limited to just like, moon events and, things I have to remember, like when I'm giving my dogs their medicine and when I'm doing my Olaplex treatments and when I have to groom the dogs. And I put these appointment stickers in here for the live classes that I'm doing, just so I have them in there. But I do try to keep these things to a minimum, like birthdays, holidays, etc. So there's not tons going on in April, but this is a nice minimal spread. I do like to list out my 3 objectives for the month that are the most important, so I can keep track of those down in the line section here. And then my this week column, this is where I'll take, 3 projects that I'm focused on for the week and kind of list them out so that I know when I'll be having the time to work on a specific project. This is just how I manage my time when it comes to my project management. So on the other side, we have my monthly tasks. This is where I just lay out anything that has to do with the month goes here. And I really usually just end up not writing every single task, but mostly just projects. So this is like a nice condensed list of things I'm working on. Other side is my monthly tracker. You can use this for a number of different things I've talked about in previous videos, but I use it to track the money that I'm making in my shop. I like that, as a money manifestation tracker. Then we get to the weeks. You'll see that I actually really like to keep my weeks very simple. I try not to overload it with information. Really when I'm very busy, I tend to only focus on my top 3. And there isn't a lot of extra information I put here. I don't fill every single thing I do in a day in my planner. I just like to map out the things that are work related, like project related, or things like I don't want to forget about, right? So like I had a vet appointment here with Sultan, so I listed it out, right? That was an important thing that I had to do, but I don't list out each and everything. And I do keep things like, you guys have already seen me do this before, like my full moon in Libra was on that day, etc. So I do like to keep certain information in there, but for the most part, I keep this open so that I don't have a lot of things I have to focus on. You know what I mean? Like I know what my top 3 is. I know what little extra things I have to work on, etc. So this is our current week. You can see I just keep things very minimal, and I do like to keep like stickers with like inspirational sorts of quotes on there. Then we have May is a little bit, obviously hasn't been planned yet. And you guys can see the blanks. But I know you guys are familiar with my planner, so we won't go into this too much, and I'll just go ahead and pop over to the next section, which is my project planning section. Okay, so first part of the project planning section is the yearly overview, and this is where I will kind of partition out when I'm going to be working on projects throughout the year. This, again, is another thing that just helps me with my time management. I'll have a whole bunch of projects in the beginning of the year that I know I want to do, and I need to have a place for them, right? So like the idea of a place for everything and everything in its place, this is another one of those inserts that I use to make sure I'm managing my expectations and my time and my energy so I'm not getting overwhelmed. So I'm making sure that I work on things in the proper time. So this is just, my overview for the year. I haven't gotten into filling out like every month. I just have like my big projects in that I'm working on. And yeah, so I'll kind of probably when I'm going to do my May, I'll think about the next few months, individual projects that I'm working on. But yeah, I try not to fill in too much at a time because things can change and I get frustrated when things change. So then we get into my project sheets. Now, to be honest with you, because I have those new strategic project planning sheets that are inside of my CEO strategy planner, I've not been relying on these project plans as much to help me actually map out projects. I've been using them more as almost like a catch-all for tasks that I need to work on to kind of like list things out. So here it's like productivity opt-ins. I've been just like listing ideas out in here. Business opt-ins, master planner things. This is like where I collect information for each project at this point, right? So like I have things laid out, like my New Year's goal setting class. That's something I know I'm going to do in December. So I just have a page for it. And then if there was anything that I kind of came up with throughout the year that I just wanted to like make sure stayed here, I would like put it on a sticky note or to write it out in the project notes section so that I have that information. This ends up just really being like a catalog of ideas for me at this point, like website updates, anything that I know needs to be updated, like I'll just list it out and then do it. Personal organization projects, same thing. But here's an example here of a full project plan filled out. So before, when I had my CEO strategy planner, I obviously was using these and I mapped out, my plan for the CEO strategy planner in here. So I still have it in here. And that's the other thing too. There's not a lot of filled out project plans in here right now because, again, tiny little discs. I pull anything out that is completely done. You know what I mean? Like I don't need to keep things in once they're gone. I'm not someone who's precious with my inserts. I'm like, take it out and throw it out, or it gets, stored in like a backup binder. So this was like an example of, project plan filled out. Now we get to the brilliant ideas section. And before we do, I have just like another one of these vellums with my inspiration board kind of printed on here. My brilliant idea section starts with the brain dump. So brain dumping is something I've talked about before. I like to do this on a monthly basis, but truthfully, I end up doing this all the time. Anytime I have an idea that just needs to be put down somewhere that doesn't already have like a project plan or a specific place, I will put it on the brain dump sheets. So this isn't something where I necessarily always have like one made out per month. I usually just kind of like leave them as an ongoing list, as you can see. And I really don't use the organize and act unless there is something I'm working on like within the tasks where I really feel like I need to organize them. But luckily for me, because I have so many other inserts that I have that organize information for me, the brain dump really just ends up being like a catch-all list for me. And then things that pertain to specific projects or like future projects get put directly on, the pages or inserts that they belong to. So I hope that makes sense. But I do have a number of these in here just in case I need them, right? Then I have my brainstorm section with the brainstorm and plan and prep. And this is just an example of, one I just still have in here, which is planning out 2021 planner insert ideas, right? So that's like a project, but like this is where I'm kind of like literally just brainstorming ideas for what I might want to do with that. Here I had laid out an insert to do keyword research, but we ended up doing it as a video, so I didn't end up actually filling this out, but I should probably do this when I do my May planning. And then I just have, again, just some blanks in here because project, brainstorms and things like that. Well, once I've moved them into a project plan or once they've been taken care of, I take them out. Like I'm not precious with keeping my inserts. Next, we get to the notes section. And although my notes section is generally lined paper, you're going to see that I don't have very many of my lined note sheets actually in here because this section has really become like a catch-all for a lot of different types of note-taking and lots of random inserts. So I do have a couple of notes, but I also have like my meal planning inserts in here. So this is my meal master list where I keep like an ongoing list of all the food I'm eating right now. I have my weekly meal plan here, but because I do like a bulk meal prep every week and I end up eating a lot of the same things over and over, I don't necessarily always use the layouts here. So what I do is I just have a sticky note where I list out my breakfast, lunch, dinner, and snacks for, what I have on hand. So that's what I like to do. I like having a page that's dedicated to the meal plan, but I don't feel the need to always fill it out for myself personally because I'm eating a lot of the same things over and over each week. Same thing with the grocery list. I do keep my grocery list on my phone, but if I need to jot something down, I will just put it on here. Like if it's something I just need to remember or I just haven't made my grocery list, I will put it on a sticky note. And I like having a place where I know I can find those things listed out, if that makes sense, even though I don't actually use the insert very often. Next inserts are some things that likely you're going to see them blurred out right now, but these are a set of inserts that I designed for myself. So I keep a lot of inserts in my planner that are just things that I'm interested in that I don't necessarily make available to everyone. But if this is something you guys would be interested in, I would consider making it available in my shop. So this is a set of inserts that I call my astrological insights. So here is like a blank spread. So basically what I have here is I have an insert for every month of the year, like a front and back, just like lined sheet where I will go ahead. This says May Astro Insights. And what I like to do is before every month, I like to go ahead and research all the astrological things that are going on and how I think it might affect me and my planning, right? So like for people who might be into like the idea of like using astrology to help you with your planning a little bit, that's kind of like what I do, right? So like I like to get insights from what's going on in the stars to be like, okay, if it's a Mercury retrograde, maybe I don't want to launch something, you know what I mean? So, I just like to be aware of the sorts of energies that are going on. And if this is not you, please ignore what I'm talking about right now. But I think some of you are kind of into the same, astrological woo-woo things I am. So this is just like another way for me to journal and think and plan, just like in a different way. So I have one of those for every month, but then in between the months, I have my new moon and my full moon intentions. So if you guys follow me on Instagram, if you don't, make sure you follow me on Instagram at Miss Trenchcoat. But every new moon and full moon, I post for you guys in my stories, like a to-do list and a prompt for like setting your intentions and journaling, because that's something that I like to do to, again, set intentions or reflect on the month that's previous or month ahead of me, whatever I'm doing. So here it says like new moon in Gemini. And then this first section, what I'll do is put my intentions for the new moon in Gemini. Then what I have here is an area where I will go ahead and pull 3 tarot cards to give me like insight or like themes for the month, right? And then I have an area where I can journal out how I feel about those cards that were pulled, right? So like I just have things like supporting energy, the new moon theme, and the challenge energy, right? So just a very simple spread. Again, if you're not into tarot cards, ignore this as it's not yours. Don't take it with you. But for those of you who might be interested in that, this is just something that I like to do on a monthly basis, or I should say bi-monthly, right? Because there's a full moon and a new moon every month. Sometimes there's more than one. So yeah, full moon in Sagittarius, this is where I'll list out my intentions, pull my tarot cards, and then journal, and then June's Astro Insight. So again, I only keep a couple of months in here, not too much because I'm trying to keep it minimal in here. Next set of inserts are, again, something that's not really available. It's just something I use for myself. And these are just storyboarding, simple rectangles that I end up using to map out planner inserts, like in designs. So you can see like this is my campaign builder page and the broadcast tracker. Like if you guys are familiar with those pages from the CEO strategy planner, this might look a little bit like it because this is how I kind of like map ideas out if I need to see it visually. So I just have a couple of those in there. And then a big chunk of the inserts here, not too many. I like to use blank paper, just blank paper, cut and punch to my planner size, and I'll take notes in there, right? So I just have like pages of notes, and probably gonna blur most of this out, but just pages of notes where I'm organizing information, thinking about different things, et cetera, et cetera. Very simple, very cheap, just printer paper, cut to size, right? Then I have in here my spring cleaning checklist. This is another freebie, I think April's freebie. My celebration tracker, I have not actually filled it out. How many of you guys like keep like freebie inserts in your planner? And you're like, this is great. One day I'll fill this out, but I haven't actually filled it out yet. Okay, so that's pretty much the end of the notes section. Here you can see I've got another like divider vellum. That's a picture of my desk with my computer and my camera and a pen, and this is the divider that goes into my CEO strategy planner. So this next section of my planner is all my CEO strategy planner inserts. So this was all master planner here, okay? And now we're getting into CEO strategy planner, okay? So first comes the business plan. And if you guys have been, following along with my other live workshops, we kind of have gone through these inserts. So this is just stuff I have in my planner, right? Here's my yearly overview with my objectives and like the projects and things that I want to work on. My monthly objectives, right? Where so far, really how I've been using this is I've been listing out like the freebies that I want to create and anything that's popping up that is scheduled in the calendar. So like holiday promotion in November, New Year's goal setting class will be done in December. I had written out here a book launch for a friend that I was going to be working on, to help her and support her launch, but they ended up moving that to February. So that got, taken off. And then I get to my quarterly business plans, right? So I only keep 1 quarter of plans in here at a time, again, to minimize the amount of inserts because these are small discs. So here's Q2's business plan and the overview of what I'm working on. Then I get into April's plan, what I'm focused on, my campaigns, a little content calendar for myself and important dates. And then these are all the key tasks that I'm working on that are business related. And so where I might put just like projects listed out in my monthly tracker pages, let me see if I go here, right? So like this will be like projects. Here I'll actually like list out a whole bunch of things I'm doing. So like all my blog posts, all my videos, I actually link them here. Not link them here, but write them out here to make it, so I really have like accountability and a full list, right? So then here's May and June. I haven't filled these ones out yet, but I will do May's obviously in the next week. Then I have a section for my objectives. So like what projects I'm working on right now. Obviously I'm still working on, the funnel for my CEO strategy planner. Actually it's not obvious, but I'm actually done most of it. I consider the project is done. I just have some promotion aspects I have to do. So that's like a project that I'm currently working on and executing on, and then just have like an extra sheet in here. Again, not keeping too many backups, although I do have more pages like printed and ready to go in like an auxiliary binder, so I can just add and remove pages. Then we get to my marketing plan, right? So we've gone through these as well. We've done content brainstorms together. So I just have like content brainstorm sheets and then the content plans for different months. Things so far don't have any that are fully listed out that are in here. We're at the end of April and I didn't even fill this out for this month. Actually, I think I did have one that was filled out, but then I threw it away and was gonna rewrite it, but I guess I didn't do it. We started this content brainstorm for May. I gotta finish that up. And then I can make my May actual plan as well. So just have these inserts in here, a couple of them ready to go. Then we get to a campaign page, a campaign builder, and this is the campaign builder page for the launch of the CEO strategy planner. So you get an idea of like what it looks like when I have these things like filled out. And the broadcast tracker, all of the posts and emails and things that I had to send. And then again, another blank. And then I haven't really gotten into using all of these yet. Like it's all so new. We're in, it launched at the end of March and we're now in April and I've been busy. So I haven't even been able to enjoy my inserts yet, but I'm so looking forward to like using these content outlines And the content trackers, I've like already gone ahead and like highlighted that this page is for my blog post ideas. This one's for YouTube. And then this one's for Instagram because those are, you know, mostly the ones I use, but you know, I haven't filled them in yet. And then the final section is the finances section. So to be completely honest, I do most of my financial stuff on the computer, but I did want to have a couple of these in here just to fill out. So like I would like to, again, I just haven't gotten a chance to do it yet, just been too busy. I want to list out my income sources and what's anticipated so that at the end of the year I can see like what I thought I was going to make and what I'm actually going to make. Same thing with expenses. This is really great for if you're an entrepreneur and, you know, doing your taxes, awesome. The P&L overview. And then I wanted to fill in a few of these trackers, like a yearly bill tracker, and I put in one of these monthly bill trackers. I don't know if I necessarily need this, but I do think there's some things that like hit on a regular basis. That's most of my bills. So I think most of my bills would pertain to this. I don't have a lot of one-offs that happen during the month, so I probably won't plan that way. And again, I do a lot of my income and expenses on the computer, but I do have a couple of these income and expense trackers. I was thinking about using them. We'll just see. We'll just see if I need them. You know what I mean? It's just good to have them in here. I do want to start filling out the savings tracker because that is something that I'm working on, like boosting up my savings. And same thing with like the donation tracker with my giving goals, because I do think that's so important. So I have those in here. Again, nothing filled out yet. Now, this final section of inserts here, which has this vellum, do you see it? It's like a sculpture. I love this. Beautiful sculpture. I found this picture on Pinterest and just printed it out on vellum. These are my High Vibe Bible inserts, which is my manifestation journal, right? So I'm not going to show you anything that's already in progress, me journaling, because that's private, but I will go ahead and show you the blank inserts. So this is just like the weekly overview, you know, where you can put your mantra or quote or something inspirational, what you're manifesting for the week, how the manifestation is making you feel, how you're raising your vibrations, signs and synchronicities, and then like a little habit tracker for what you're executing on. And then there's the daily pages. And what I just do is I take a highlighter and I will highlight the month and highlight the day of each day. And that's pretty much what I do with these. And I really do find that this really does help me to become more intentional. So you'll see that there's like a lot of things in my planner that are all about not just planning, but like helping me set intentions and get clear on the things that I want to go after. So I feel like I'm more motivated and inspired to actually get things done. I think that's like a really important productivity tip, that you really are clear on what you're trying to do. In the back here, I just have this, this is a like a receipt holder from like a Chanel order, from like their makeup, because I order their makeup online, and I just thought that this would be a good place to put any loose things. I don't think I have anything in there right now, but I like it back here. And then I have this page that's like black embossed croc, and it has the pen loop stuck to it because this planner didn't have a pen loop. So that is everything inside of my Chanel agenda. I hope you guys have enjoyed seeing all of those inserts. Like, there's really a lot in here, and I really think I've done a good job of like minimizing things as much as possible, but there's tons of different inserts in here for like all different things. And really, this is how I'm now keeping myself really motivated and productive, and it really is working for me. So definitely, if there's anything you saw that was inspiring to you, check the description box because I will have everything linked. And yeah, that is everything inside my planner.
Okay, you guys, so that was the walkthrough of my planner. I hope you guys enjoyed that. There was a lot of questions I got while we were watching, and I was trying to type along and answer questions. But of course, if you guys have questions, I would love to be able to answer those for you. So feel free to leave them in the comments, and I would love to answer those for you. So one of them I have here, great question from LG. Welcome, LG. Is the CEO planner one size only or other sizes as well? So it's half letter and is the one I'm using, right? So it actually is able, the file has print directions to print in half letter, A5, letter, or A4. So you have like 4 different size options for the printing. So I have, the smallest really is the half letter. And the reason for that is I was very intentional. I was not going to try to organize these inserts into personal size because this is business planning we're talking about. So it's just like you need to have a little bit more space for business planning, if you know what I mean. So I did not do a personal intentionally because it's very hard to organize some of that information into that smaller spread. And I just didn't think it was it was worth it. So you do have half letter, A5, US letter, full A4, right? So full size or half size. And I do want to say too, as we're going through and doing this, let's see, that I do have a code for you guys to use. If you guys are interested in purchasing anything from my shop that we showed or anything in general, you can use the code 2020PLAN for 20% off of your order in the Charm Shop. So I have everything that you guys saw linked below. So hopefully that makes it really easy for you guys to like find the exact tools that you need for you. So hope that answers that question. Kaylee says, love it. Really into the spiritual inserts with the tarot cards and journal. I would totally purchase those. Also, do you have a link to a video just on the CEO planner? So on the sales page for the CEO strategy planner, there is a video linked where it's just a complete walkthrough. So I don't have it linked below. It's on the sales page. And I'm glad to hear about the spiritual inserts. If more of you guys tell me that you guys want those, then I will make them available. I just try not to overwhelm myself with different things, right? So, and I don't want to overwhelm you guys either, but yes, I'm working on. So this is the thing. Whenever I create inserts, and this is from the beginning of my shop. So if you guys have been with me since like 2014, when like my shop opened, you guys know that I started this whole designing inserts thing for myself, right? Because I'm a very firm believer in having what you need, like making it yourself. Like I had said earlier, like in the video actually, it was said, I am totally about creating the things that you wish existed in the world, right? So I first and foremost always make my inserts for myself and my own needs. And then if they so happen to align with yours, excellent. I would be more than happy to share those with you. And all my inserts, just to make sure you guys totally get it in the shop, are printables, right? I do all print on demand. I love doing printables. I know that it's not for everyone, but for me, printables, I just think they're like the most amazing value because you buy something, you have access to it immediately. You don't have to wait for anything to ship to you. You can print as much as you need. You don't have to buy refills. And because this is paper, right? If something happens to it, you can print yourself new ones, right? So I am just really very much geared towards being like a very like do it myself kind of a person. And I just hate waiting for things. And I think that in this day and age, the fact that like we can design printable inserts and people can buy them and use them and things like that, I'm all inserts, I'm all printable all the way, right? So that is everything that you guys saw in my planner was a printable, something I printed out myself, punched it in there. Same thing with the stickers and the tabs. I had a question about the stickers and the tabs. The tabs that you saw in the master planner are bundled with the master planner when you purchase. There is a link down below for the Master Planner Starter Bundle, and that bundle has the printable tabs. So you get everything in with that. Same thing with the CEO Strategy Planner. Those tabs that you guys saw in there are all tabs that are from the Strategy Planner. Like they're just bundled with it. So, okay. So I hope that answers that. So Kaylee, very good. Glad to hear you guys like that. And I am working on like more inserts for myself, right? Because when it comes to like having a planner, right? And we all have tons of planners and tons of binders and things like that, right? I feel like it's not just about time management for me, but something I brought up in that clip was that for me, a lot of the things that I do in my planner are not just planning how I'm going to spend my time, but it's really helping me to like manage my expectations, manage what it is that I want, like identify and get clarity on things that I want to do. I don't know about you guys, but like how many of you guys are just like, oh, I know exactly what I want to do and I just need to write it down and do it, right? I feel like that's going to be minimal amount of people. I think a lot of the struggle of planning is actually just identifying like what it is that you really want. Like what is going to make me happy? What do I want to go after? Is this something feasible? Like working out your intentions and getting yourself in the mindset to like align with that. And I know we're moving into a little bit less like practical planning and a little bit more into like a spiritual side of setting intentions and getting into alignment. So if that doesn't make you comfortable, I'm sorry, but that's the way I view like planning. And so I've been working on like a set of like manifestation inserts for myself. And, if these are things that you guys would like as well, I would be more than happy to, I'll sell them to you. Yeah, I'll sell them to you. But I don't want to like overwhelm people with like so many things in my shop. And I don't want to like put something out there that people are like, this is totally not what we want. You know what I mean? So something else I did want to ask you guys though, too, while you guys are here is, those financial planning inserts that are part of the CEO strategy planner. I had someone already had said that they loved those. Where it is, here it is. College success professor said that she loved the financial planning inserts. So right now you can only get them inside of the CEO strategy planner because obviously they're bundled with like the P&L and things like that. I wonder if that's even, I'm thinking about bundling those as a financial bundle, just like giving you guys the ability to just buy the financial planning inserts, if that would be helpful, because I realize that not everybody in my community is running a business. So if you're someone who's just like about planning and wants financial planning, I would be happy to bundle those together and make that its own so you could buy it separately, without having to buy the whole CEO strategy planner if that's not something that you guys want. So yeah, I love getting feedback from you guys. Just let me know like what you want. If it's in line with what I want, I'll do it for you. So okay, so Yvette, I love your inserts, but my printer prints the double-sided prints up down on the back page. Bummers. It's not bummers, Yvette. That's normal. You have to, there's a setting that you have to just change when you're printing. It's for most of my inserts when you go in, and Yvette, if you want to send me an email, I can send you, actually, do I have them even on my, there's a page in my shop that's all about printing. It's the setting for what is it called? Oh, geez, Louise. There's a setting where you can set where it flips. When you're doing double-sided, it says like flip on long edge or short edge binding. And you probably have long edge. That's normal for that setting to be set. So Yvette, if you have a double-sided printer, you do have the ability to do this. It's not a bummers. You just need to put the right setting in, right? So I promise you, I know a lot of people get really overwhelmed with like printing at home. If you have a double-sided printer, you are in A+ position to use my inserts. If you have a single-sided printer, no problem. You can still use them. You just have to, and I have in my print directions, I put all this in print directions for a reason, to help make it really easy for you guys. So if you follow the print instructions, and follow the instructions that your printer will give you, you have the ability to print all on one side, and then you put it back in and it prints on the back side for you. So it really is not so intimidating. I know that there is a little bit of barrier to entry when it comes to like, really, it's more of like a mental thing than it is like the hardware, because all printers have the ability to print out something for you double-sided in the proper way, right? So it's not anything weird. All printers are basically made the same in that sense. So, and if you guys have been with me for a while, you know that I recently changed the way that I've been delivering the inserts to you guys to make it even easier for you guys to print properly. So I've even been changing, and I'm all up to date with like just like the best way to do everything, right? So always trying to improve for that with you guys. But Yvette, if you have any problems, send me a message. I will help you identify exactly where that is in your print settings, because it's not your printer. There's nothing wrong. It's just a setting. So we're good to go. Yep. And Tawana says it here, print on long edge. Yeah, that's what's set, is print on long edge, and you have to switch it to print on short edge. Yep. You guys get it. You guys know. How many of you guys do like to, I just love printing the inserts. I just think it's so much easier. Here's a very common question. Can they be printed for the size for the Happy Planner? Now, this is my official line on this is the sizes are half letter A5, US letter A4. I have a friend who uses a Happy Planner and uses my inserts, and she just knows the percentage that you print on to make it fit her Happy Planner. Okay? I don't use a Happy Planner, so I don't really know what that is. And I'm afraid to like tell you guys, oh yeah, you can. I don't want to say that you can, because if it all has something to do with like the ratio of your printing, like where you change the scale. I don't personally really know that process. So can it be printed for the Happy Planner? How well do you know how to print for your Happy Planner is the question I have for you. Because some people who use Happy Planner do use my inserts, and they just know how to print them that way. So, yeah, so LG says, you love half letter, but I also want to try the letter size for the business part. Exactly. And I agree with you, because I do think like the bigger space you can give yourself, the much better. So yeah, the inserts print a whole bunch of different ways. Joanne says, I never thought of combining the planner, CEO planner, the High Vibe Bible. Definitely makes it easier to use. Yeah, I have everything in one. Like I said, this is one binder. I don't want to have multiple things. Although I will say I am cheating a little bit. I do have a backup, and not a backup. I have an auxiliary binder, right? So do you guys remember this planner cover from Gigi New York? This is what I call my auxiliary binder. So we're not going to go into this, but this is where I have I just keep my stickers in here, and I keep the rest of my inserts for like the rest of the year. And what happens is I take out, like I said in the video, I only have 3 months of planner inserts in here. The rest are in here. And then as I take these out, they go in here for storage, right? So I just kind of swap my inserts out. And this is just kind of where I keep all my backups, but I don't plan out of this. This is literally just a binder with like inserts ready to go so that when I go to do my planning, I can just swap things over. You know what I mean? So yeah, I keep all of it in one place. And it really is like I wake up in the morning, I come downstairs, I go to my High Vibe Bible, I do my daily intention setting, set my vibe for the day. Then I go and look at my planner and see what I have to get done and go into my, my business planning inserts and be like, okay, like what's organized here? Like what's the idea here? Like what am I going after? Right. So it's just a place to keep everything in one. It just keeps everything in one planner, right? This is like my ideal planner because it's multiple things in one place. That's the beauty of personalized planners. And look, you guys, we already went over an hour. I knew this. I try so hard. So, Christina, you're saying, would you consider adding insert updates you think would be good for us to use on a quarterly or mid-year basis? What do you mean by that? I don't know exactly what you mean by that, but I'm intrigued in your question. The question is probably maybe if I knew what it was. Let's see. Someone's talking about. Okay. Okay, Christina said she'd love to have the financial planning pages. Okay, so I'll work on getting those things updated. And you guys know, well, maybe you don't know, so I'll tell you now. But I will be working on, starting in July, I will be working on my 2021 master planner inserts, and that's when I'll probably do a lot of updates. So that's when I would expect those things would all be released, like new updates and things like that. So just, make sure you're on my blog, read my blog. And let's see, do I have a thing that talks to you about my blog? Nope, that's not it. Nope, not all of those things. There we go. No, that's the Charm Shop. Wrong graphic. Okay, I fail. Thecharmshop.com is my shop, and then strangecharm.com is my blog. That's what I was trying to do. But I've been blogging 3 days a week for most of the year. So there's lots of content over there, and I do like to make announcements there. But also, if you get on my email list, if you're on my email list, I'm trying to make sure that I keep you guys updated there as well. Okay, so here's a great comment here. So I have a lot of business tasks with fairly sensitive information, and I'll say that I'm very careful with that info, but that's the struggle I've had with combining personal and business. And that's one of those situations where if you're in that situation where you have a lot of sensitive information, then you probably do need to keep it in a separate planner. You know what I mean? So that's just one of those, there are situations where people really should just keep it separate for sensitive information reasons. Also, I've talked about this before with just having, keeping one planner. Some people have to keep personal and just work separate because let's say they're a social worker and there's a lot of sensitive information in their planner that like they could be subpoenaed and then they would need to like hand in their planner, with all of the information or something like that. If that's the situation for you, then obviously you need more than one planner, but that's not everyone. And I just want to make sure that as many of us as possible are simplifying our lives and not getting overwhelmed. Let's see. So the project planning pages are available separately, and you guys will see down in the description box. I gave you links to buy the entire master planner bundle, to buy the master planner, the full planner that I showed you, right? The time management inserts, the project, the brain dump, brainstorm, and the notes. That's all one bundle, right? Or you can buy the brainstorm sheets, the brilliant ideas sheets, which is brainstorm, brain dump, notes and stuff, and you can buy the project plan separate. That's the ones I have like links down below that say a la carte. You can buy project planning separately. So that's always an option I've had. So you can add, let's say you guys use totally different monthly, weekly inserts. You don't want to use my inserts, but you still want my project plans, or you still want the brilliant ideas section so you can do your brain dump and your brainstorm and all that. You can buy those individually. Tawana says, I love printable. I love printable too, Tawana. A lady after my own heart. LG says, I use Alexis's master planner for both business and personal and add a bit of my full-time day job as well. Her systems help you set really focused tasks and planning instead of like a list of chores. Yep. Beautifully, beautifully spoken, LG. Thank you very much. And here we go, Marquita. This is where I have no clue is the answer for you, because I don't use Happy Planner, but I want to say that it's something. See, for me, it's not, I don't think it's 100 to 85, because my inserts start at half, like for example, the CEO strategy planner starts at half letter and you have to increase. So it depends on which files you're using. So if you're using like my half letter master planner insert, then you have to increase size. But I do believe you're right that 100 to 85, if you're working off of a full page insert, is the way to reduce down. But then there's another way to reduce up, if that makes sense, for like making smaller inserts bigger. But this information has to be out there. Like, it has to be out there. Like, people do it. And I've talked to my girlfriend about how she does the master planner. I really just have to like into it, how she does that planner into her happy planner. Sorry. So I really just need to figure out more. But like, because I don't do it personally, I don't like to like openly recommend it. I hope you guys understand what I'm saying there, because I have not personally tested it and tried it. I don't always feel 100% confident sharing that information, because I don't want anyone to purchase thinking like, oh yeah, this is going to work seamlessly, and then they have issues and then they're mad. I don't want that to happen. But if you're someone who does, know how to do that adjustment, then it is possible in theory, right? But I don't know what it is. So I don't have it like, I don't have like printing inserts, like instructions for it yet. Okay, hold on. Now we get the update on what she meant by. She's saying, that question from Christina about the updates. Just so I'm clear about in the CEO strategy planner, you guys get the full year of inserts and it's undated. So the CEO strategy planner, it's completely undated, and you do have, like I showed you guys the Q2 page, because that's what quarter we're on right now, right? But I have one of these for every quarter. And then there's a business plan, a monthly business plan for every month. Does that make sense? You get maybe that was what Christina was saying. I'm so sorry that I missed that. Yes, if that's what you were saying, Christina, you get Q1, 2, 3, and 4 already bundled in the CEO strategy planner. You get January through December. It's all there. It's undated. So it just says month, the month name, right? And there's no date, so you can use it year after year. Does that make sense? So that's all in there. I just had 1 month at a time, not 1 quarter at a time, 3 months at a time in my planner is how I have my planning. Does that make sense? I hope so. Here she is. I love your ideas with ability for changes as the year goes along. So, I mean, most of my things I don't change. So I'd have to, what do you think? Yeah, nothing's really being changed. When I talked about the master planner having some changes, that was just like something I did for myself. So I hope that makes sense. I mean, honestly, usually when something, if anything, I don't think nothing is really changing anything. Yeah, I was just saying, like, usually if there was like a major change that had to be, I would just give it to you guys. You know what I mean? But okay. Okay, here's another question from Tasha. I coach real estate agents. I track 3 transactions for each agent. What insert of yours would be most functional to do this? I don't understand what that means when you say 3 transactions for each agent. So I would need more information. But this actually brings up a really good point that I really want to make sure that everyone understands, because I have had some emails about this. My CEO strategy planner inserts are designed for people like me who are doing online businesses, or a significant amount of online marketing, right? So a lot of the inserts, financial planning inserts, anyone could use that, right? Even like the quarterly business plan, the monthly business plan, and that sort of thing can be used by anyone. But like a lot of the marketing inserts inside are very content driven and like campaign driven, and that's the way that a lot of online people, like online marketers and things, are operating. So I want to be clear that like my CEO strategy planner may not be for everyone, right? I know it's not for everyone, right? So if you're running like a physical business, like I was talking to Joanne, who does have a lot of my inserts, and she runs a physical business like in person, and that's not, she does a little bit of marketing online, right? But that's not where a lot of her business is coming from, really. It is in a way, but she runs a physical service-based business, physical product and service-based business. So, that's not who the CEO strategy planner is necessarily catered towards. Now, if some of the inserts work for you, excellent. But this is a situation where, I don't understand what it means necessarily to track 3 transactions. But is that something where you'd have a project plan? Maybe you'd have something, or that's what I'm saying. So there's a lot of, and I had a question earlier, I think it was also from Tasha, about how I track tasks. I'm not going to be able to find it because there's been so much talk, but I did answer the question, I believe, for her in the chat. And it was something having to do with how I track, when I work with clients, how do I track tasks? And so my answer to her was that when I work with clients, like, right, if I don't do a ton of client work, but when I do work with clients, or if I have team members, right, that I'm giving work to, I will use team-based software like Asana or Google Drive in order to manage the tasks, so everybody can see what's being done and everyone can see what's, when something's completed. And then what I just do is I take the tasks that belong to me and put it in my planner, right? So I do a little, like I said earlier, I don't mind duplicating, because that makes sure that I'm getting my work done, because I like to work out of my planner. But places that I would use for teams, right, or clients would be client, and team-based software like Asana, like Google Drive. There's a million, like Basecamp, things like that, right? So when I'm working with others, there's definitely a digital aspect being done, so everyone can kind of see where we're at and everyone can be accountable to that. But then I take that and personally make myself accountable in my planner. So I hope that makes sense. So Laura said, do I keep my inserts year after year? Some of them I do. I don't know if you guys remember that video I did the other year that was like I was going through like 5 years of planners that I still had. I do, like I said, I do keep, put my planner inserts back into this auxiliary binder. And then like I do usually, some things I might just throw out, right? Like some things I do just throw out, scraps of notes and things like that. If I know I never need to look at it again, I throw it out. But a lot of my inserts, I do end up saving, like a lot of the calendar inserts, and then I just, bind them together. Usually what I do is I take my inserts, and at the end of the year, I take a big binder clip and just put them together and put them away and store them. So I do save some stuff, but not everything. Mm. Okay, so Tasha is clarifying what it means, the 3 projects for each agent. So then that might, if there are 3 projects, then it would just be 3 project plans. You know what I mean? So that's what I would do. And there's the project planning bundle, or in the CEO strategy planner, there are the workflow and the project plan sheets, where you could track those and see where people are at. But generally speaking, like I said before, if I'm working with a team, like if I want to track things between team members, right? That's where you get digital, right? Physical is never, paper is never, you can't, no one can like get access to my planner, right? So that's where I have like that physical, the digital aspect of like software that comes into it. Yeah, and here Marquita said I could see the project sheet working for that. Yep. Okay. Oh, I love this idea from Teresa. You create a tab section for each agent and then use a combination of project and financial pages to keep track of sales and income made by the agents. You guys are so clever. See, like, this is why I like to let you guys assist with this stuff, because I'm like, I know that although I'm very clever and very creative, you guys come up with just as many amazing ideas and solutions. So I love hearing you guys' take. So excellent. Okay, so do we have any other questions about my planner setup? It's 3:15. You guys are lucky my Nintendo Switch has not arrived yet. Because as soon as it does, I'm off. I'm out of here. I really want to get it set up. Oh, what did I do here? Delete. What did I do here? So yeah, okay. So that's everything in the planner. Like I said, everything has been listed down below if you guys want to purchase anything. Aw. Kenny says, I've been watching you for years. Thank you for always being awesome. Watching your stuff always helps me get organized. You know what it just reminded me of too? Thank you very much, Kenny. I do not, I think I already said this, I do not have my May calendar live events scheduled yet. So I'm not, if you guys want to make recommendations for videos or classes that you guys would love me to do, I'm still working on that. So, we're about to move into May, so I haven't actually done my May planning yet. So once I know that, you guys can check on the live events page on my blog. I will go ahead and update that right after class, so you guys have that in the down bar. Yeah, so this is a great idea from Joanne. You could save your inserts by scanning them and saving them in an archive folder, right? So that you always have the notes to have an idea. So that is another great way to save them if you wanted to. Now, I mean, I personally have a process, when I am going to archive inserts, right? Putting them like away. Like I said, if it's something where I'm like, I never need to look at this again, right? Throw it away, right? But if there are notes or things that I do need to carry over, a lot of times what I end up doing is just like, I know it's duplicating work, but I will just rewrite something on like a new page, right? So like a lot of times my brain dumps, it's like maybe I found something on a page that I want to throw out and I'm like, oh no, write this down in your brain dump so you don't forget about it. You know what I mean? I just like collect the ideas. I don't want to have so much paper, like I get rid of the paper, like I will recycle the paper if it's not something I feel like I really need to keep. Oh, here we go. Live request. Content planning for the CEO strategy planner. We did it last week. We did a content planning, right? But maybe it's something, maybe if you guys want to do like a more regular content planning session, that could be something we could do. Maybe on a quarterly basis or something. I have to see. But I did do a content planning class last week where I showed you guys my whole process for identifying keywords and what I'll do to go ahead and find like content ideas. So Teresa loves my chair. Where is it from? It was a gift and I have a link. Could you have my are you on Instagram? If you're on Instagram, Teresa, I have like a home office highlight and you can get the link is in there. Do you have a list of books that you have read or are reading? I do keep a list on my phone. But if you want to, I can make a blog post. If you guys would like to see like a full list of books, I do need to add actually, that was an idea for content that I just haven't done yet. I do need to update you guys on like what I'm reading. Maybe that's a good idea. Is that a good idea for a live? Just going through books? Is that good or is that lame? I never know. But yes, I will work on a blog post. So hopefully in May there'll be a book list because I was hoping to put something together like that. Let's see. Just want to make sure I'm not missing any questions. I don't think so. Hopefully not. Okay, so yeah. no other questions, then I think we will go ahead and wrap up. I will remind you guys another time that there is, use that code 2020 plan to get 20% off of your order on the Charm Shop. And yeah. Oh, someone said yes, that way we can see the cover. Spoiler alert, I do most of my books on Audible. So I might not be able to have, I'm not going to have lots of physical books to show. Okay, but you guys think that would be a good idea for a live class to just go through books? I could do like business books, and I could do like metaphysical books, and I could do like personal development stuff. Oh, I don't think I could do. I have playlists, you guys. If you guys follow me on Spotify, I have playlists like that I have. So just search for Miss Trenchcoat on Spotify, and my playlists are public. But I probably wouldn't do a video on music because it's copyrighted, so I couldn't share it. So yeah. Okay. Well, thank you guys so much for joining me today. I hope this was helpful for you guys to take a look inside of my planner and use that code 2020 plans for plan for 20% off of your order in the shop. And I will see you guys later. Okay. I hope you guys have a great day. Reach out if you need me, replay viewers, leave me some comments. Okay. Talk to you later. Bye.